In this following video, I'm going to demonstrate the scheduling of perioperative tracking functionality. So these enable you to review your anaesthetic lists for today and also to search for the future. So the first thing I'll show you is scheduling. So if you go to the top here, view, scroll down to the bottom, here you see BRI theatre scheduling, which will bring up this page. You've got all your theatre locations across the top, and if I scroll to the end, you've got St Luke's there as well, and with the dates down here. Now you can see the surgeon on your particular day, and you can see a percentage, and that's a percentage of how populated that list is, and that's a functionality for schedulers, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the list is overpopulated or underpopulated, so you can ignore the percentages. I know today I'm working in Bronte 2, which is today, so if I was to click on this list, it would give us a nice basic version of our anaesthetic list, and I can see I've got one patient here today. It gives you information about MRN, date of birth, the predicted duration of the surgery, the type of surgery, lots of other information about any previous cancellations as well. If I was to click on this part here, it will take us into the patient's power chart. So this is a basic version of reviewing your anaesthetic list. A more detailed version is called a report, and this is the paper version that you will see printed off by the ODP. To run a report, you click on report. It will bring up this page here. Okay, so you select your day, theatre location, which is BRI, Bronte 2, which is where I'm working today, the session, morning or afternoon, or an all-day list, and you run a report. So this should look more familiar to you. It tells you more information, mainly which is added in the comment section or in the box which will be present underneath here. So for example, these comments are added by the schedulers or by the surgeon during the planning or booking of a case. So for example, you'll see comments like patient requires an overnight stay, or patient needs to stop their rivaroxaban 3 days before surgery. You'll see any listing for any specialist equipment on there. You'll see a clinical priority status of the patient, and you'll see any preoperative or post-operative planning comments in here. So this is a more detailed version of your anaesthetic list. If you want, sometimes it's easier to look at your list by flipping the X and Y axes round, and if you press transpose, you'll see all it does is just swap the X and Y axis, and sometimes it's easier to search for your list that way. So that is a demonstration of theatre scheduling. The next aspect I want to talk to you about is perioperative tracking. Okay, so again, go to view, and then down at the bottom you see perioperative tracking. Now this gives us a real-time update for today, yesterday and tomorrow regarding the actual list. Again, you see your theatres at the top here, which you can click on whichever theatre block you're working on. So we're already selected Bronte theatres. You'll see I'm under Bronte 2. You've got the name of the patient, MRN, date of birth, allergy status, the procedure, and the real-time aspect comes in here where you have a perioperative tracking, ready for transport and status box. So when a patient comes into hospital and they're checked in by the nurse digitally, you'll see, and it's completed, you'll see a nice tick, a nice green tick. When the patient's ready for transport, again a nice green tick. And status is continually updated as the patient moves throughout their perioperative journey. So when a patient is sent for, you'll see patient sent for. You'll see patient arrived in anaesthetic room. You'll see patient anaesthetised. You'll see surgical start, surgical stop, patient in PACU. So, and anybody can access this list. So very quickly you can review a surgical list and see how the list is progressing. You can add information about golden patient, you can add any comments. To access the patient's power chart on this page, you need to double click the blue arrow here. Do not click on the name, it will take you into the scheduling process, which is very complicated and it's not what you need. Make sure you click on this blue arrow here, which will take you into the patient's power chart. So that's all you need to know about scheduling and perioperative tracking.